Well, I am on my way home. I'm going to Ontario for 2 days. I'm going to go and hang out with my kids and my wife. I don't have to be I have to be in the Meadows Monday afternoon. So I'm going to take 2 days and head home. I'm hoping, I haven't told anybody this, I've been trying to keep it quiet. Billy Davis, who drives in New York quite a bit, got an exemption, so he doesn't have to quarantine. I'm going through the same crossing tonight, and I'm hoping I can get an exemption. And don't ask, hey, did you get it? Hey, did you get it? I probably won't, but I hope I do. It would be helpful. It certainly does not mean I'll be allowed back at Mohawk. So before you get ahead of yourself, even if I get an exemption tonight, much like Billy did, there still has to be quite I think Billy getting an exemption really caught Woodbine off guard, and they really are going to try and keep this button down and put some protocols in place. Listen, if it means that Yannick Gingras and Tim Teacher can come, I guarantee you they'll roll out the red carpet, but not for Anthony and Billy, I don't think. So I wouldn't get ahead of ourselves and read into it too much. I hope I get it. If I don't, I don't. I'm only going home for 2 days. But I would like to have it. It would be nice. So I am on my way home. I left right after race 6. It's 9 o'clock now. I'll be home at 12:30 in my bed, which will be nice. It'll be a nice getaway. I think we've earned it, haven't we? By we, I mean me. Great 2 weeks. Just very important. Now, I still get a lot of people that will ask me, hey, I'm going by Paynesville. It's the exit we went to the fair the other day. Sweet day. I still got a lot of people asking me, hey, Anthony, when's Adrenaline Rush ready? Hey, what about No Free Lunch? Hey, is Northern Blizzard going to race sometime soon? I need everybody to take a look at what just took place tonight. And I said this last week, I'll say it again, because I know deep down people believe there's some sort of medication you can give the horses that will get them over this virus quicker. And once they're over the virus, geez, can we not race them? No. It doesn't work that way. One, there's no magic virus, medication out there, or we would have them over it by now. Two, they've been off long enough that we just can't. Now, what the first horse to train hard, I wanted to train a Galera M hard on Wednesday. We couldn't. She was fine. Johnny thought she was still a little weak. Johnny and James thought she was still a little bit weak and drawn out. So they trained her, but she wasn't ready to go in the race bike and go fast. We trained Johan on Lasix in 59. We trained Warwi Was Up in 58. And I don't know who the other horse was. I assume it was maybe Zeb Sunshine. Watch Avenue wasn't sick, but he got a big quarter crack. This is something to talk about in the video for the weekend. What happened with Watch Ave. It was not actually a quarter crack. You guys that may have been involved with Watch Ave last year, you might remember he was sick in the winter for like 3 weeks. We had to not train him for 3 weeks, and he had a high temperature. Remember when I told you guys, when they get those high temperatures, they'll get a heat ring in their feet. And that ring, you can see, it's visible. And what that ring actually consists of is really weak, brittle hoof. And that ring got all the way down to the bottom, boom, and it fell off. So there was a large portion of wall missing on the left front and I think right hind. I could be wrong, maybe left front, right hind, I don't know. Kevin had told me what had took place, and I remembered him being sick last year. So this is how long it takes for that to grow down. It doesn't always fall off like that. Usually it's just weak, brittle wall, and you can trim it up. But this was, I wouldn't say extreme, but it was enough. The entire bottom portion of his foot come off, which isn't shocking. He's not in any danger or anything like that. What they do is Felix rebuilt the bottom part of his wall with fiberglass, which we do a lot of, and he's fine now. But it did take quite a few days to get him cleaned up and proper. So he wasn't ready to train on Wednesday, so I know it wasn't him. I'm pretty sure it was Zeb Sunshine, Warwi Was Up, and Johan that went over. We had a list of other horses to go over. They just weren't ready. Braemar hadn't eaten real good for 5 or 6 days after we raced him at Georgian. We knew that could happen. Johnny said he didn't lose much weight, but he needs weight, that horse. So he asked, it might not be in our best interest to train him hard this week. Can he go next Wednesday? Of course he can. There'll be a lot of horses go to Mohawk next Wednesday. This Wednesday, we only ended up with 3. So a long way around it. The horses are just getting over the virus. And when they get over the virus, they aren't ready to go right back in the box. You need to train them up, have them sharp, have them tight, and have them ready to go. And they're just not there yet. I know that No Free Lunch just stopped coughing this weekend. Northern Blizzard just stopped spiking little temperatures this weekend. So I don't know. I can't tell you that they're going to all go to Mohawk Wednesday. I believe Harry was hoping he could. No Free Lunch, 2.5 maybe. Certainly not 55. 2.5. Train them back again and have them ready. We really didn't know when the horses were going to race. Thank God we had a month in between sire stake races. My God, it would have been a disaster. But it's going to take all the time. It is. So, for those of you wondering why aren't they in to go, look no further than Ohio. That's why they're not in to go. Because when you do it right, sometimes, most times, you get rewarded. We had a big night tonight in Ohio. We've had a big 2 weeks. We've been on an awful, vicious tear here, both here in Pennsylvania, and I truly believe this is why. So we started off the night tonight with I'm a Lovely Lady. Head the rail. In my mind, I knew that Chris Page was going to try and push the half-mile track. He's going to try and push to the lead. I was hoping I could get out ahead of the 2-horse. Coming off breaks, it wasn't... If I had known after the race, or before the race what I knew after, I'm in the 2-hole, and I think I beat that horse. It's a big thing to say. The filly, I think, set a world record, or was close to it. I think she did, with her earplugs in. So it's hard for me to say, if I had sat behind him, I beat him. In my mind, watching the race, I believe I beat him. But regardless, I didn't. I finished second, and she raced absolutely tremendous. 57 flat, you might say to yourself, looked like she was finishing faster than 29 and 2. That's because she was. The 3/4 pole is over, getting into the last turn. Aaron's horse backed up into me all the way through the turn. My last 8th was 27 and a piece speed, but it showed up as 29 and 2 because we walked the first part of that last quarter. Raced absolutely fantastic. Can't wait to get at them again next time in Scioto. That's 3 weeks away. The good news for her is she's still a maiden. We can race her in the maiden at Northfield, whereas the other 2 fillies are likely going to have to head to maybe a fair. The good news about little My Jazz, she can race her around a tree if you want. It doesn't matter. She's the best little horse to race. I keep telling you guys this. You go on the track with her and there's no inclination, you got to watch her, she might run. Never crosses your mind. You can just drive her like an age pacer, and she's just a treat to be around. And the one thing I was surprised tonight, Jason goes, I thought you might let Mike Wilder come back around you. No, I didn't want to. I wanted to cut it tonight. She was very green on the front end in Scioto and won. She's starting to get a hang of it tonight. She got a little taste of the front and likes it. It wasn't as hard to put her in gear tonight. That horse came to her and I growled at her and she was gone. I kicked the earplugs out of the turn. She took off again. She's just a real sweetheart and showed it again tonight. 57 and 1. We have 3 fillies at the start of August that have trotted 57 on a half-mile track. That's a pretty good feat. Even as last year's standards, I think we're in a much better position right now today than we were last year at this time. And then, of course, Mama Knows Best. Rewind, watch the start of the race. I almost lost her. I said to Jason, when I come back, we're going to put the hobbles on this filly and see how she feels with them on. If she can transition into the hobbles the way that I'm a Lovely Lady transitioned into the hobbles, it could be a scary filly. I also said to Kirby and Jason, I said, the Consolation goes for $75,000. I would love to race in the Consolation with Mama Knows Best. And if it looks like we're going to get in for sure, almost race her in the Buckeyes. If she can win 2 Buckeyes, she could theoretically race in the final of the Buckeye for $75 and the Consolation of the Sire Stakes. You're allowed to do that down here. That's $75. It's shaping up really, really well for us as far as math and numbers go with these fillies. I think we have a filly that is one of the best. She hasn't beaten the best yet. In fact, she hasn't won a race yet, except for that fair. But circling back quick, you can say, well, she won a race. Fair races don't count down here in Ohio, so she is still a maiden, for those of you who are about to ask that. I think we have 2 powerhouses, and then Mama Knows Best's a really good filly. I don't know if she wants any part of Virgil's filly, Burke's filly, I'm a Lovely Lady, and maybe even My Jazz. Now, she did trot with them I need her to be a little more consistent and a little more powerful in the turns. Still a little rolly. That doesn't mean she can't be. If we tinker with her, I don't think without the hobbles, she's not as effective on a half-mile track. And I know you're going to say the fourth leg is in Scioto and the final's on a 5/8. You are correct. It is. But I still would like to see her a little more confident in the turns. So we might tinker with the hobbles a little bit. Maybe, maybe not. We'll see. But that'll be a decision we make in the coming weeks. We have 3 weeks to the next Sire Stakes, 4 weeks till the next Buckeye. So not a big deal in that regard. So everything come up roses tonight. I think even with Mama Knows Best, anybody that wasn't happy with that mile, anybody that thought she looked inferior, I really don't know what you're looking at. That filly raced great. She did her work as well as she could. Still green. You could see when Brett Miller dropped down to the front and she came into that turn, she lost ground. 1, she was not paying attention to her work, and 2, she was a little rough in the turns. If we can throw the hobbles on her and I can put some confidence into her in the turns, now that's a scary horse. So we got 3 real top flight fillies going into the latter part of the season. We still have the 4th leg. We still have the final. We have a consolation. We have the other race in Delaware, the other Ohio State Fair Breeders or whatever it's called. Still lots to go on, but man, oh man, what a great feeling tonight. Just a great day all around. And as I said, please have some patience with our Ontario horses. We already went through this. They're going through it now. I firmly believe this will pay off in the long run. So that was your note tonight. Again, headed home for a couple of days to relax with my family. I'll be in the Meadows Monday. I'll be in the Meadows Tuesday. I'll be in Urbana 3 hours away on Tuesday evening. Wednesday, I'll be back at the Meadows for Sebastian U. And then right in the car and back to Northfield Park Wednesday evening for my boy, GW Chrome and Emerald Miss. So that's what this week looks like coming up. I don't think we could have forecasted or hoped or prayed for a better run over the last 10 days. In fairness, it's been a real uplifting experience the last 2 weeks, 10 days here in Ohio. So I hope you guys had a great day. I know I had a tremendous day. I feel great. Headed back to see my kids and my wife. I will see everybody. Well, you'll see my videos on the weekend, but I will see everybody on TV. I'll wave to you hopefully Monday from the Meadows. Take care. Talk to you soon.